Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Mr. BadMae here with a quick little update for you guys. As some of you may have seen already, update 1.57 has been released in ETS as of this morning. I was up late last night, my time, and I actually played a little bit on this with a VTC member of mine. Overall, I would say the update in ETS2 is much better than it is in ATS. That being said, let's quickly go through the blog as to what ETS2 received with this update, and then I'll talk a little bit about the things that are currently broken with the update for ETS2 as well as ATS. What are a few extra things I have discovered over playing 157 for the past few days that are definitely going to need hotfix, and then also what little kind of Easter eggs have they left for us? As you know, 157 was meant to be a precursor patch for Nordic Horizons. I think we all know that. But I'll also tell you, 157 is also a precursor update, not for the cars pack, right? A lot of people think that because of the gas station alterations, things like that. And while I have no doubt that the gas station changes were indeed for the car pack, as they stated, the 157 update was actually intended as a precursor for Louisiana. And I'll show you why I believe that in just a moment. But first, let's go through this blog for ETS2. I have a little video here if you guys want to watch their video. You can go out and find it on YouTube. Um, what we really have in ETS2 in this update is obviously the Scandinavian refresh. So you're going to see areas such as Denmark, Sweden, and those areas being a little bit higher fidelity graphics wise. Everything's going to look a little bit nicer. Updated textures, assets. They're saying here's some new rest stops and fuel stations. I didn't have all this memorized myself, but apparently we got some more of them. There's some new cities like Aarhus in Denmark and Karlstad in Sweden, and I'm sure I butchered those names. My apologies. And then they rebuilt Copenhagen. I checked that out a little bit last night. Um, it definitely looks nice. We'll just leave it at that. So, kind of just a graphic overhaul for a particular region that's going to tie into the Nordic DLC here soon. You already know my opinions on HDR support. I think this whole section is just garbage. It's fluff. Don't worry about it. Cursor navigation, nah. Dynamic cargo loading. So this is interesting for ETS2. This is new to that game. ATS has had this for a while now, and I'll have to do some testing on this in ETS2. I've been doing thorough testing on this in ATS for a bit, and I can tell you none of the dynamic jobs in ATS at least are worth doing at all. I would do them for the experience of the dynamic loading, but scrap metal, as an example, you'll do a 12 to 15 hour job, and you will get 11 to 15 grand for that job. If you do logging, I think that's about $40 a mile roughly, which is definitely on the lower side. And now if you do grain, that's around $80 a mile, which is okay territory in ATS. But if you compare it to something like gas trailers or the low boy, which can go anywhere from 150 to 180 bucks a mile, the dynamic jobs just don't compete. So I'd like to see them either tweak the finance side of dynamic loading, and even if it doesn't make sense realistically, at least make dynamic loading jobs more preferable to target. In my opinion, you built this new feature and it's nice and it looks awesome, but the pay makes it abysmal to do. So either expand on what can be dynamically loaded, such as cattle, perhaps. Maybe we could dynamically load fuel, right? And you don't have to actually see the liquid going in, but maybe we pull up and you can see them connect the hoses into your trailer and pump fuel in or something, right? Like a little animation like that would go a long way. Um, Anyways, with that said, The other thing they've done here is and I always murder the name here. In America, we call this the Scania, or I think the A is actually an O and the C is actually a K. So it's like the Scania or Sconia. Anyways, they've given it the 770 horsepower V8. I played around with this a little bit last night. The engine runs very well. I do think it's in desperate need of a sound overhaul already. So I'm looking forward to the work that maybe Slav Jerry might put into this to make it sound like maybe the Great Pipes from the previous gen. Um, Hopefully we get that updated soon. And with the update in mind, let me check on one thing here. Uh, I was going to update a mod that I had recently made, but I can't update the mod simply because the SDS Workshop uploader here does not work. Let's see. Maybe they have fixed it. Okay. So they updated SCS Workshop uploader as well last night. That's a good thing to point out. Yesterday, as of yesterday, what is that, 11/19, you could not use the SCS Workshop uploader, which is why mods had not been getting updated. It was aimed at ATS 1.56, which made the uploader completely outdated and broken and gave nobody any way to actually upload their fixed mods to the Steam Workshop. So anyways, I'm glad to see that got fixed as well. That was not mentioned in this blog post. So there's a little tidbit for you guys. SCS Workshop Updater is now updated. um, so hopefully we can get those sound mods. That also brings me into my next point. Let's just quickly get through this real quick, and I'll go back to that. So we got special transport update. Mostly it's the wind turbine blade. These are only playable in single player. If you join a convoy, you won't see these. I'm not too worried about those things. The Krone Trailer DLC update. This is nice. This is just expanding on the already existing trailers that we have from Krone in ETS2. We do not have this in ATS. I wish they would bring it over. But it just a couple extra additions here. They look nice. Not too much to say there. The reworked paint and logos, meh. It's kind of my opinion on that. Not a big deal. Adjustable suspension height. This will be a nice addition. How many people actually use adjustable suspension? I'm not sure. I use it on my stream. And when I use it, a lot of people aren't even aware that you could do it. And that was just for the truck. Now we have the trailer that we can do as well. Again, it's a great bonus, great addition. Most commonly, I see damage to the truck, not the trailer, thanks to hills and bumps. But this will be good if you're trying to run a curve over or something like that. Give yourself a little bit of clearance. I think that's about it. And the other stuff that we saw in ATS was this here, the visual HDR support rework. That's all ATS got. Obviously, with here we got a map refresh, which is nice. Looks like they've added some new truck variants to traffic. They didn't really talk about that too much. I haven't paid too much attention to it, to be honest. But okay, so that's the update. All great things, but now let's talk about what it broke, because it broke very similar things as to what ATS 1.57 broke, and that is every single weather mod does not currently work. So with a SAS Workshop uploader finally updated, maybe we'll start seeing some fixes to those. Fingers crossed. But Better Raindrops does not work. The JBX, if you have JBX, remove the JBX weather portion, and then your rain will start sticking to your windshield or windscreen again. With the JBX weather portion turned on, the rain never touches the truck. So you take that out, it resolves that issue. Your graphics still look fine. Ultimate Graphics mod on Steam Workshop, that's the free one. Again, there's no rain hitting the truck. Just remove it temporarily if that's a big deal to you. Project Next Gen, PNG, that also does not have weather hitting the truck. And all of this is likely related to the same underlying issue. I don't know what that issue is. I don't do graphics mods, at least not yet. But I'm sure those guys will work it out in the upcoming weeks. Until then, just take them out, put them on the ice for a bit, and wait for an update. So what was the teaser about ATS? And why do I think 1.57 was a Louisiana pre-patch? We jump over here to ATS, right here. You guys can see Louisiana is officially on the map. There's no cities in it, but Louisiana is officially on the map. And now, with my experience and the experience of those in my chat, everybody hadn't been mentioned. They usually only show these outlines once they're within a month or possibly two from release. So I don't know what the release date target is for the team in SCS regarding Louisiana. However, if I had to guess, it's either going to be a Christmas present, maybe an early Christmas present for us all, or possibly a January, we'll call it a New Year's gift, right? So, from a business marketing standpoint, I don't know why they would release this right alongside with Nordic Horizons. That said, it does make sense to release it around the holidays, give everybody 3-4 weeks in Nordic Horizons, and then for a little Christmas gift, give people Louisiana. It also makes sense to release it in January, again, to just prolong the Nordic Horizon sales, but that's business speak. Hopefully we get this ASAP, all right? I want this tomorrow, but I don't think that's likely. Anyways, I hope this has been helpful, guys, and hopefully the SES workshop uploader being fixed is a big help to our modding community out there, and hopefully we can start getting some resolutions to some of these broken things. Yeah, leave a like, comment, all that things, and let me know what you think of the update so far below. And yeah, what do you think about Louisiana? When do you think we'll see it? And, anyways, guys, till next time, or we will see you in the next one. That's what we'll do. Take care. Bye.